The United States today criticized Iran for what it said was a worsening human rights record, accusing Tehran of severely restricting civil liberties, freedom of religion, and workers' rights. In its annual examination of human rights in more than 190 countries during 2008, the State Department also noted a crackdown on freedom of speech and of the press in the Islamic Republic. The report states, quote, "The government's poor human rights record worsened, and it continued to commit numerous serious abuses. The government severely limited citizens' rights to change their government peacefully through free and fair elections. The government executed numerous persons for criminal convictions as juveniles and after unfair trials." According to the report, violence and discrimination against women, ethnic and religious minorities, and homosexuals continue to remain a problem in Iran, as did human trafficking and incitement to anti-Semitism. In addition to holding political prisoners and cracking down on supporters of women's rights, the Iranian government, quote, "severely restricted civil liberties, including freedoms of speech, expression, assembly, and association." The report also noted numerous credible reports of prisoners being tortured or exposed to other cruel, inhumane, or degrading punishments. The report said, quote, "There were numerous reports of arbitrary and false arrests during the year, highlighting the arrests of 7 members of the Baha'i National Leadership Body in March and May of 2008, as well as the detention of the brothers Arash and Kamyar Alei, 2 renowned AIDS researchers. The State Department and Iranian authorities arrested, tried, and even executed individuals, quote, "on questionable criminal charges, including drug trafficking, when their actual offenses were political." The report states, quote, "The government charged members of religious minorities with crimes, such as confronting the regime and apostasy, and conducted trials in these cases in the same manner as it would treat threats to national security." The U.S. also condemned Iran for what it called officially sanctioned discrimination against all religious minorities, particularly in employment, education, and housing. Members of the 1 Million Signatures campaign, aimed at reversing Iran's discriminatory laws concerning women, were subject to an intensified government crackdown, the report alleged. Several members of the movement remained under suspended prison sentences and travel bans at the end of 2008. When Iran's constitution grants equal rights to all ethnic minorities, the report charged Iran with disproportionately targeting minority groups, including Kurds, Arabs, Azeris, and Baluchis, for arbitrary arrest, prolonged detention, and physical abuse. Elsewhere in the report, the U.S. criticized human rights violations in China, Russia, Egypt, North Korea, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Cuba. In her opening remarks, U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton acknowledged international concerns about the U.S.'s human rights performance, alluding to allegations of torture and abuse of detainees at the Guantanamo Bay military prison.
Again, not only will we seek to live up to our ideals on American soil, we will pursue greater respect for human rights as we engage other nations and peoples around the world. The promotion of human rights is essential to our foreign policy.
Clinton explained that the U.S. would work with governments, as well as non-governmental organizations and individual citizens, in advancing the cause of human rights and overthrowing tyranny and subjugation.